Lingportal Online School presents
20 English proverbs you should know to sound more fluent and natural. English language learners should know English proverbs because they teach about culture and everyday language. Proverbs are common sayings with history, showing how people think. Learning proverbs helps with understanding and speaking English better. Also, proverbs give good advice for life and make learning English more interesting. Get ready to learn 20 super sayings that you can use in everyday speech. Never judge a book by its cover. Do not make assumptions about someone or something based solely on appearance.
Even though the house looks old from the outside, never judge a book by its cover. It's beautifully renovated inside with modern amenities.
Actions speak louder than words. Said to emphasize that what you do is more important and shows your intentions and feelings more clearly than what you say.
Jake had already apologized for being late, but bringing flowers to make up for it really proves actions speak louder than words.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. You have to take a risk in order to achieve something.
Stephen wanted to ask his boss for a raise, but he was nervous. He asked his colleague Bob what he should do, and he encouraged him to go for it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, Stephen. Ask him for a chat after work.
Make hay while the sun shines. To make good use of an opportunity while it lasts.
We've got a few days off work, so let's make hay while the sun shines and do those DIY projects around the house.
Still water runs deep. Said about a person who says little, but who might in fact know a lot.
Emily. Sam doesn't talk much, but still waters run deep. Jake. Yeah, he shared some incredible travel stories when we hung out.
All is well that ends well. A situation is considered good or successful when it has a positive outcome or ending.
Even though the hiking trip had a lot of challenges, they managed to reach the beautiful waterfall at the end. All is well that ends well.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. A child usually has a similar character or similar qualities to his or her parents. This proverb is often used to describe how children tend to inherit the characteristics of their parents.
Johnny is crazy about cars, just like his dad. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Buy a pig in a poke. To buy something without seeing it first, often resulting in a disappointing or bad deal.
Jane ordered a cheap smartphone online, but when it arrived, it was nothing like the picture. She definitely bought a pig in a poke.
Good things come to those who wait. If you are patient and persistent, good things will eventually come to you.
Tom was discouraged when he didn't get immediate results with his new business. But he kept working and, eventually, the business became successful. Good things come to those who wait.
A leopard can't change its spots. You can use this when you want to express your doubt that someone is able to change something about their personality, usually their more negative character traits.
John said he would never cheat on his tests again. But you know what they say, a leopard can't change its spots.
Beggars can't be choosers. If you ask someone for help, you must accept what is offered without complaining that things are not exactly to your preferences.
She asked me for a lift to work as her car is broken, but then complained that I could only pick her up at 6:30 a.m, saying it was far too early. I told her that I needed to be there early so I could drive her to work and then get to my own office in time. Beggars can't be choosers.
Blood is thicker than water. The idea that you should always consider your family to be more important than friends or others you know, and that you should always be loyal to them.
My brother and my best friend had a fight, and I had to side with my brother. Blood is thicker than water after all.
There's no use crying over spilt milk. You shouldn't waste time regretting things you cannot change.
I spent a long time being angry for myself for turning down the job of my dreams, but there's no use crying over spilt milk. I can't change it now.
It never rains, but it pours. When it seems like loads of bad things are happening at once.
Today it took me 3 hours to get home because my car broke down. I had to pay $300 to fix it, and then when I got home, I realised I'd locked myself out of the house and had to wait 2 hours for a locksmith to come. When I finally got in the house, I realised my hot water wasn't working. It never rains, but it pours.
Don't cut off your nose to spit in your face. Sometimes you can try to do something to hurt someone else, but that ends up hurting you as well.
My children were misbehaving, so I got angry and cancelled our holiday. I think I might have cut off my nose to spite my face, because now I can't go on holiday either.
Constant dropping wears the stone. Practice makes perfect is a good alternative. Consistent effort, no matter how small, can eventually achieve significant results or wear down resistance.
Sarah spent a little time every day practicing the piano, and over time, her skills improved greatly. Constant dropping wears the stone.
All bark, no bite. Someone who talks a lot about doing something, but does not take any real action or produce results.
David always talks about starting a business, but he never actually does anything. He's all bark and no bite.
In every beginning, think of the end. When starting something, it's important to consider the potential outcomes or consequences.
Emma: I'm joining the running club to get fit. Alex: that's great. Just keep in mind, in every beginning, think of the end. Set realistic goals and stay committed.
Every bird thinks of its own nest as best. People tend to have a strong attachment to their own homes or environments, believing them to be the best.
Jim was proud of his small apartment, despite its size, because he'd put so much effort into making it comfortable. It's a classic case of every bird thinking of his own nest as best.
Something is better than nothing. Also, half alone is better than none. It is better to be contented over something than to have nothing at all.
We approve it because it is better than nothing, but only just.
So how did you find them? Are the proverbs interesting? Remember, knowing proverbs is important for learners to improve language skills and connect with people. Do you have similar proverbs in your native language? Comment on below the video. Stay with us and enjoy learning English.